You ever look at a man and you could just tell that something is heavy on him? I think that this is especially true for black men. And I want to specifically speak to the black men for a moment, myself for a moment, because we carry a weight that's not just about jobs, bills, and responsibilities. It's the pressure to be these things, rather strong, unbreakable, always in control, always the rock, never emotional, never weak. And on top of all of that, we've consistently from time past heard things like man up, stop crying, figure it out. You're a man, so this is what you have to deal with because you're a man. And honestly, if I could just be real for a moment and speak to my counterparts, my peers, this creates a lifestyle of silence, a lifestyle that lacks help, assistance, guidance, structure. Because men are told from time past how to protect everybody else, but we rarely have felt protected ourselves, or we've rarely known how to protect ourselves. And I'm not talking about anything physical, right? I'm talking about mental, right? Psychologically, we have never learned, we've never been taught. There was never training grounds on how to defend ourselves, how to specifically protect ourselves. And so that weight just continues to get heavier and heavier. And I promise you, it's not because we're weak. It's not that. It's simply just because we're human. And sometimes, a lot of the times, most of the time, we're not really allowed to be human. I want to just talk for a second about the trauma that we as black men never talk about. And I want to specifically talk to other black men. This is not to exclude any other men. As a matter of fact, I want to take the month of December to deal with men's healing. I want it to be men's healing month, especially before we go into the new year, right here on this channel. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to be a real voice for specifically our men, black men, but men around the globe, because we carry a lot silently. And if you're a man watching this month, I want to dedicate to you. I want to dedicate to us. If you love a man, it doesn't matter if it's your son, it doesn't matter if it's your brother, it doesn't matter if it's your friend, your husband, your uncle, any of those different things. This month is for you too. But I just really want to deal with why men are tired, why we physically, mentally, and emotionally are just out of the place that we desire to be in. And I want to talk about what we can do about it. So let's talk specifically about black men just for a moment. I want to acknowledge something. I want to identify something. You're carrying generational weight. This didn't just come from your father. It didn't just come from your father's father. It didn't just come from your great great grandfather. This is generational weight that has been passed down from generations. Like, I'm talking about even biblical times. You can read about all of this. You grew up seeing men survive. We grew up seeing men survive, not heal. We saw working through pain. We saw the shutdown of emotions, not dealing with certain things, suppressing certain things, compressed emotions. We saw avoidance of therapy. We know that in Black culture, we're not going to act like this is not a real thing. We're the last people to go and find therapy, seek therapy. Most of us don't even believe in it for real. And so we carry the trauma instead of treating it. And a lot of times we glorify it. I didn't have this when I grew up. This is how things always are. This is the way that it's supposed to be done. But is it really? Is surviving really the way that we as men are supposed to be living? That we're supposed to be bringing our families about, raising our children about? Some of us grew up with fathers who were present physically, but emotionally and mentally, they just weren't there. They weren't. And some of us also grew up with fathers who were gone physically, emotionally, mentally, all of these different things. And it could have been because of the systems, incarceration, or just personal struggles. Maybe they had an alcohol addiction, some other form of drug addiction or something like that, that just, they were not there. They weren't present. Maybe they had a gambling addiction. And so a lot of our Black men were taught that their worth only came from money, toughness, how many people they can provide for, or how much that they can endure, right? That's what makes you a man, endurance, being able to just get beat up on until you can't bear it anymore. And then so as adults now, you have men who are just like myself, completely exhausted because they don't know how to say, I'm hurting. I don't feel safe. I need help. I need rest. And I want to say, and I want to speak up for myself and say, I'm learning how to do this. I'm very, very thankful for my wife, because when we first began dating, I learned what emotional instability looked like, because I couldn't rectify it or acknowledge it, identify it within myself. I saw some things within her, but then I learned how to bring emotional stability, and not only bring it, but identify within myself that I am hurting. I don't feel safe. I do need help. I do need rest. I learned how to do those things. And sometimes I still struggle with it. Sometimes I'm not the best at bringing it forth. You know, men, egos, pride. We don't want to look and feel weak. We don't want to be disrespected. We don't want anybody to lose respect for us in our state of vulnerability. And so that silence eats away at us, because you can't heal from what you're forced to hide, what you feel like you're forced to hide. And honestly, there's like three big pressures that are overwhelming men right now. Three of them, just three that I can personally think of. The first one by far is financial pressure. Like, I think worldwide, we can throw the women into this for a moment. I think worldwide, we all are financially pressured, especially if you have children, financially pressured to make sure that means are being met, making sure that everybody is being taken care of. Like, even successful men feel like one mistake will destroy everything financially. One wrongdoing, one mishap, one moment that you forgot can destroy everything financially. And so we feel responsible in like an extremely overwhelming state for our children, for our partners, you know, our families, our households, our image. We care very strongly about that image. Our stability, and that pressure alone is just a complete mental weight that people just do not see. And I'm not faulting anybody for this, but people don't see it. And so what happens is we emotionally isolate ourselves. Most of us men don't have a safe place to talk, right? Like most men call, if we were to call our friends and tell them how we didn't feel safe or tell them how we felt emotionally, we wouldn't be taken seriously. It would be, come on, man, you being soft. Come on, bro. You know how it is, man. You got to just get to it, bro. You got to just be strong right now, man. You know, just endure the season. Our friends just joke on us instead of actually listening. Not all, but the vast majority of men can attest to this. Our families just completely expect us to just be strong. And our partners expect us to just completely provide everything. And the world literally expects us to just be invincible. But man, a man without emotional outlets literally just becomes emotionally numb. We don't even, we can't identify what we feel. We don't even know when we're feeling a certain kind of way because we don't know what it looks like physically. We don't know. We don't have a mirror in front of us that can tell us what we look like. And so a lot of men don't know who they are outside of work, outside of the responsibility that they have, outside of the dynamics and the tactics of survival, outside of the toughness that we feel like that we have to display on a regular basis. Because, and it's really is because nobody ever asked them, what do you want? And really meant it. Like, what do you want? How do you feel? Who are you becoming? Like, that's a mirror statement. Who are you becoming? You're in your body. Us men, we're in our bodies. All of us are in our bodies every day. And how often do we miss and neglect or not pay attention to who we are becoming? And because of that, I mean, a lot of us men just feel lost, but don't feel like we're allowed to say that. Like, we feel like that comes with a cost. And honestly, what I could say that I really believe that men actually need, but we rarely receive, is that we don't need to be fixed. We need to just be understood. We need safe spaces. Conversations where we are just not going to be judged, where we're not going to be mocked, we're not going to be dismissed. Nobody's going to come in and now talk about their situation when we're talking about our own. We need to just be listened to. Spaces where we could say, I'm tired. I'm scared. I'm overwhelmed. And somebody just says, I hear you. I feel for you. I'm here for you. 'Cause I promise you, we don't need a vacation. We don't need to go off somewhere and spend a bunch of money or go somewhere and be outside of the regularity space, right? The common space. We don't need to go outside of that. We just need a moment where nobody is asking us for anything. Ask a man where his real peace is. And I guarantee you that man will tell you, my peace is where I'm not responsible for anything. I have to worry about anybody calling me for anything. I'm literally not needed. Because once again, that's a survival tactic. A lot of men don't know who they are outside of that responsibility. Allow a man to not be responsible for anything and watch how that man just doesn't even know what to do with himself. It's a complete out of body experience, not having to be responsible for something or somebody. Man, I want to say this. Rest is not a weakness. Not doing is not weakness. It's repair. I want to reaffirm you and let you know that that is repair. And you need to hear these words. And I'm going to say it to you man to man. This is just for the men for a minute. So ladies, if you're listening in, just for a moment, it's for the men. December, this is our month. This is for us. I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of you, man. I am. I see you. I appreciate you. Hey, you matter. You really do. I see how hard day in and day out that you're trying. And not trying for anybody else. You're trying for you. How you're fighting for you. I see it. And you're not alone, bro. You're not alone. Those simple words causes a reset in our spirit. Because it's almost like a permission for us to heal when we hear that. When we hear those things, it's permissible for healing. I gotta say this too. Healing doesn't make you soft. It don't make you soft. We see women all day talk about they in a soft girl era. They're healing in their soft girl era. All the different stuff. But men, we gotta heal too. We have to. It literally makes us stronger. It allows us to think clearer. Allows us to be healthier and be more present when we can get to a state of healing. And I want to just give this message to all the men watching and just talk to you one last time directly. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're just human. All right? You're just human. You're not failing. Honestly, you're carrying more than anybody knows. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. And what you deserve is support, rest, love, patience, understanding, healing. And I want to dedicate this month to us here on the Reality of Jvrse. I want to dive deep. I want to have real healing conversations, man to man. Not surface level stuff either. Like real in-depth stuff. Real issues, real pain with on the back end of that, real solutions to that pain and those issues. So if you're here, be with me for this month. And do me a favor, man, share this video with a man that you care about. Your brother, your homie. Share it with them because their healing matters too. And our lives matter and our voices matter. And a lot of us don't know how to vocalize the main area that we need help the most in. So let's heal together, man. If you want me to, keep going deeper in this series, I want you to hit the comment section and just tell me something that you struggle with. And be honest, because I want to talk about it. All right, subscribe, because next week, right, I'm going to drop a video a week. Next week, We're going to be talking about something else that's real. I want to talk about why men shut down and how to break that cycle. All right. Love you guys. It's the reality of Jvrse, where our reality comes face to face with ourselves, man. Love you guys. I will catch you in the next video. Peace and love, man.